Welcome back to Candy's Classic Game Shrine, everyone. Today on Return to the Third Dimension, we're going to take a look at the Red Castle. Let's see if we have what it takes to escape.
The Red Castle was created by Timothy Beck, a member of the Virtual Boy community. He needed to complete a capstone project as a computer science student and wanted to incorporate his love for Nintendo, as long as it was approved. Luckily, he was given the green light and the development began in 2021. For his project, Timothy decided to create a Virtual Boy game. He long thought that the system had a lot of untapped potential and wanted to see what he could do. The Red Castle was programmed in the C language along with some old software called VBDE. When it came time to test on actual hardware, Timothy used a Flash Boy to test the game. Most of the game's assets were made from the ground up, including the sprites. Along the way, Timothy had concerns about how things would look in 3D and in such restricted ranges of colors, but in the end, it all turned out well. When it came to the coding aspect, he found things a bit easier. Timothy used some library functions provided by Planet Virtual Boy, which helped with the hardware side of things. The music and sound effects were the only things he didn't make. Those were sourced from the internet. When creating the game, Timothy had been inspired by the Zelda and Vertical Force games. In the beginning, he wanted to make a Zelda-style dungeon crawler, but found the ability to switch between the foreground and background in Vertical Force to be something that he also wanted to incorporate. The game is fairly short with about 14 levels in total. While there isn't any cheats or Easter eggs, Timothy did say there are a bunch of tricks you can do by switching between the foreground and background. These can help you dodge enemies and even skip portions of levels. In his opinion, he doesn't think most players will ever find them. Unfortunately, Timothy has no plans to go back to the game, but if he did, he would spend more time on polishing the visuals and adding more levels. In the Red Castle, you play as a bird who is kidnapped and is trying to escape from the castle. The story goes, "One night, a mysterious puppet with a moon for a face took me away. He took me away from my family and locked me away. I won't let him get away with this. I will escape." To escape the castle, you must solve puzzles and collect keys. While roaming the castle, you'll be followed by enemy marionettes, and it's up to you to use your flashlight to defeat them. Keep in mind that the ghost enemies cannot be defeated with the flashlight though. Your flashlight will also need to be recharged after each use so that it regains power. While you wait for it to regain power, you'll need to switch between the foreground and backgrounds to sneak around blocks and avoid being caught by enemies. The controls are as follows. The left D-pad is used for moving the player. The right D-pad activates the flashlight in the direction the button is pressed. L moves the player to the foreground. R moves the player to the background. The A button allows the player to dash in the direction that they're currently moving in. This is also going to be key for completing the game. And obviously the start button can be used to begin the game and pause the game. You'll encounter several enemy types such as the normal puppets that can be defeated, rock-like enemies that cannot be defeated, shape-shifting puppets that can be defeated when they change from puppet form, and the final ghost puppet that chases you and cannot be defeated. After playing the Red Castle, I have to say I had a great time playing. It's nice to have another dungeon crawler on the system, and I like how Timothy used traversing between the foreground and background. It was a good way to utilize the 3D on the Virtual Boy that oddly, not many other retail games did. The game starts out simple, but the difficulty cranks up as you go and provides a great challenge. The game has a natural way of explaining new elements in each level without making you do a silly tutorial, which I find refreshing. I even noticed elements that reminded me of those levels in Super Mario Bros. Where you have to choose the correct path to move forward in Bowser's Castle. The replay factor on this game is about a 6 on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being high replay value. However, that number can go much higher if you're up to the task of finding all the aforementioned secrets. When you beat the game, you get a great ending with a bit of a plot twist, which I personally did not see coming. It's wonderful to see what a person with no Virtual Boy programming experience can put out as a fan project.
So that was my review of the Red Castle for the Virtual Boy. Let me know what you guys thought of the game and the video in the comments below. And until next time, guys, take care.